have a very powerful sentence that can protect you against those who make stupid jokes, those who try to hit you below the belt, those who swear at you. Today, if someone attacks you verbally, insults you, or makes fun of you, it doesn't matter. Use the sentence I will give you and you will gain the upper hand. A sentence that has been tried and proven with experience. My name is Oguz Benlioglu, writer, and effective persuasive speaking art, that is, I am a rhetoric mentor. I am also the founder of Rhetoric Club. In this video, I will share with you a sentence that you should definitely use against people who constantly mock, constantly offend, and constantly verbally attack. If you are ready and your excitement is in place, let's start. Yes, years ago in an institution like this, we were doing a long-term training program. The company has employees. We give them training. We have lots of meetings, lots of brains, opportunists like this. The Rez is literally buried in the chair. He's locked in his own world. Someone is saying an idea here. In another project, he said, we don't have time to talk. Think twice, speak once, said the man was a really annoying type. After the training, a few employees like that came to me. They said, teacher, to this man, they complained about me. But I don't have the authority to sanction, so there's nothing I can do. After all, I'm on a project, a long-term project, trainings, one-on-one conversations. This is how it goes, I said. This can't go on like this, I thought to myself. I said, let me talk to the guy. We talked one-on-one. Like this, I said, very polite. I said, your approach is decreasing the motivation of the employees, decreasing their loyalty to this place, decreasing the team spirit. I said, don't approach like that. The man said, excuse me, my teacher, I didn't notice much. He said, from now on, I will be careful about my tone. He said, of course, Muhyiddin was young at that time. I was a young instructor. How did he do it? I couldn't really guess what kind of personality he had. I didn't have that much experience like that. I thought the subject was closed. When the man said, okay, sir, I'll be careful, I thought the subject was closed, but I wonder how he will behave next time. Anyway, some time passed, another meeting, someone like that a little bit. It is working slowly. In other words, the flow is a bit slow. This manager said, if you work at a turtle's pace, you will see the end of this project in your dreams. He belittled people again, made fun of them again, so continued talking nonsense. I said, I will change. He said, what am I going to do now? I said to myself, I am thinking like this. Then an idea came to my mind. There was a young man he made fun of a lot. One of the employees was making fun of him even more. I went to him and said something like this. I said something quietly in his ear. I said this sentence to him. When he offends you again, tell him if he can't say it, that young employee can't say it to this manager, I was going to say this sentence to him. Because in the past I had used this sentence, that sentence he whispered in his ear to a few people with different profiles. They had really come to their senses. Anyway, some time passed again. This young employee he made a small mistake in a place where there were case studies, training on a project and such. This young employee made a small mistake, okay? This manager said to him, if you want, he said, start your education from primary school. He said, some things are missing in you, some things. Of course, I was a little nervous at that moment. I wonder if this young employee will say that magic sentence that I said, or will he respond like that, or will he remain silent again, or will he hide in the corner of the chair again? That young employee stood very calmly and said, please, let us return to our level. He said, please return to our level. The manager's face suddenly turned cold. He said, how can you say that the manager is that young man? He said, that young man is an employee. He said the same sentence again, but more clearly. Please return to our level, he said. There were others at the table who did not approve of him. There was such a murmur of approval in such an environment, and at that moment I intervened and said it would be good if we maintain a certain level. If we act constructively, everyone here will win. But deep down, I wonder how this manager will react to that young man's sentence. What did the manager do? If that manager gradually decreases his low-level approach, if he constantly attacks you verbally, makes insinuations, insults you, constantly makes fun of you at certain intervals, then the sentence you should say is this: please come back to our level and say no more. Don't explain, I have internalized this sentence very well. Why does this sentence work so well? Why does it work so well? Because this sentence is a sentence that evokes primitive fear in the interlocutor. Thousands of years have passed since the othered. Look, thousands of years have passed since the othered. Being excluded from one's own group, meant that person's death. No food, no shelter, no life. In other words, if the tribe excluded us in ancient times, it meant we were finished. Even though we have come back from that day to today, that attitude still exists in us. Even today, we all feel the need to belong. Somewhere, we feel the need to be part of a community. No one wants to be marginalized. Please return to our level. The sentence has currently excluded you from our group. Now we are opening a door for you to return. If you want, use this opportunity. Look, almost everyone, and I have not yet met anyone who is indifferent to this sentence, softens their voice when you use this sentence. They return to their civilized level. Please also be quiet. The sentence "come back to our level" gets its power from not attacking the person in front of it. Look, it does not attack in this sentence. Actually, I can also say this. Stop insulting. How are you talking? Do we have to put up with your nonsense? Who are you? I can also say this, but instead of these, what am I doing? I use positive word sequences. Please return to our level. This sentence embarrasses the attacker and makes him act more carefully in the future. It makes him pay a little more attention to his tone. Otherwise, what happens to the tribes? If you encounter a difficult profile that excludes me, always keep this sentence in mind. Keep this sentence in your pocket. This sentence is not just a sentence. This sentence is an experienced and working sentence. When using the sentence, please return to our level. Do not make any explanations after using it. While using it, be a little steady with your body language and stand up a little straight. Look into the eyes of the person in front of you and say, "Please come back to our level." Yes, today we have examined a mysterious, powerful and working sentence from the art of effective and persuasive speaking, namely rhetoric. If someone verbally attacks you, makes insinuations, insults you, constantly makes fun of you, say, "Please come back to our level." Another explanation, don't do it. Now, I have a request from you. Recommend this video to the people around you and let's raise the level of rhetoric in our country to a higher level. We love reading your comments. You can leave your comments, your own opinions, your own experiences, your own style under the video. See you in another video. Stay with love and rhetoric.